Coming up on KUJH News, how Douglas County businesses have received federal aid to keep their doors open.
Haskell University Faculty Senate presented a unanimous vote of no confidence for the university's chancellor.
And KU has a new athletic director, and he just so happens to be a KU alumni of the J School. All that and more right now on KUJH.
Live from the studio in Stauffer Flint at the University of Kansas, you're watching KUJH News.
Good afternoon and welcome to KUJH News. I'm Alexander Worth.
And I'm Steph Manchin. Members of the ACT UP KU and KU Unity coalitions participated in a debate Thursday hosted by the Student Senate's trial court. The debate centered around each coalition's platforms, including mental health accessibility and how to better serve the marginalized communities at KU.
A main topic of conversation surrounded DEI work as the university has received backlash for their lack of transparency with marginalized communities in their decision-making over the last year. The election for the 21-22 student body president and vice president will be held on Rock Chalk Central on April 18th. Haskell Indian Nations University Faculty Senate presented a unanimous vote of no confidence in the president of the university, Dr. Ronald Graham, on Friday.
The resolution states support for a vote of no confidence in leadership, commitment to shared governance, a collegial culture of academic integrity, and transparent communication of Dr. Ronald Graham. The resolution also questions Graham's concern for the First Amendment within the university, specifically citing previous instances in which he limited student and faculty members' right to free speech. With the state of Kansas moved into Phase 5 of Governor Laura Kelly's vaccine plan, all Kansans over the age of 16 are eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine.
Brown's Clinic in Douglas County estimated about 1,900 openings for vaccination appointments. Douglas County residents as well as KU students are encouraged to sign up to receive their vaccine. And according to Tuesday's COVID update released by Lawrence Douglas County Public Health, Douglas County has only 149 active cases as the county and state have shifted their focus into vaccinations for its residents.
According to Kansas Department of Health and Environment, just over 30% of Kansans have been vaccinated with at least one dose of the vaccine. Douglas County currently has the highest vaccination rate in the state, with 438.6 out of every 1,000 people vaccinated with at least one dose. While Johnson and Sedgwick County are the two leaders in total vaccines given out, Douglas County still leads the state in vaccines per capita.
Douglas County recently marked an anniversary of lockdown. How have local businesses adapted in this community? KUJH's Chihiro Kai spoke with the Chamber of Commerce to find out.
A year has passed since Douglas County first enforced lockdown measures. LINDSEY Slater, Vice President of Communications at Lawrence Chamber of Commerce, says many local businesses received federal aid to offset their profit loss.
This is as of July of last year. Over 1,900 businesses in Douglas County did get part of the Paycheck Protection Program. So businesses are utilizing the resources out there. From the state, over $3 million went to 143 businesses in our county. And then Douglas County also got funds to distribute, and over $4.5 million was given out to support economic development from the county.
The Raven Bookstore, which recently garnered national attention through a New Yorker article, received a Paycheck Protection grant at the onset of the pandemic.
And that stuff helped early on while we were kind of figuring out what we were doing. But then as things settled and as we got into our routine of the online-only book selling, it became clear that we could pay the bills and the booksellers with this new business model.
As national COVID-19 infection rates decline, there are questions of whether the current mask mandate, enforced in 24 Kansas counties, including Douglas County, should be lifted to encourage economic recovery.
There was a study from Washington University in St. Louis that actually showed counties and communities with mask mandates saw consumer spending increased by 5% on average.
For now, it appears Douglas County businesses will continue their current mask policies.
For KUJH News, this is Chihiro Kai.
The county also provided an additional $4.5 million to support economic development through the pandemic. And for updates on local health policies, please visit the Lawrence Douglas County Health website.
Warmer weather may also provide additional relief for these businesses as more and more people are looking for ways to get outside. Speaking of the weather, our weather correspondent Jade Steffensmeyer has a look at the weather for the rest of the week. Jade, what's it looking like?
Thanks, Alex. So we started out the day with some rain that's since cleared for the afternoon, but we're still dealing with those clouds. Mostly cloudy outside right now with a temperature of 60 and very breezy with those winds coming in from the west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. Here's a look outside on campus right now. You can see those overcast skies with those clouds hanging out for probably the rest of the day, but you can see those tulips blooming in front of Watson that look pretty nice. Still feels like spring out there, even if it is a little cloudy. Here's what we're going to take a look at later on in the show. I'm going to be talking about the rain today. It's going to continue tomorrow, and some good news for the weekend. But just how long this rain is going to last, I'll have more on that for you coming up right after the break.
Why doesn't my skin look like theirs? Why is my nose so big? I'm never gonna look like those girls.
Welcome back. Since COVID started over a year ago, researchers and scientists here at KU have devoted their time to understand pandemics and why they occur. The KU Biodiversity Institute and Natural History Museum is home to preserved snakes, alligators, lizards, and over 11 million more specimens and artifacts. Dr. Andrew Bentley is the ichthyology collections manager at the museum, meaning he is in charge of all things fish. His knowledge, however, expands far beyond that.
The more we start becoming into close contact with these things like bats and rats and various other animals that are now being found in neighborhoods and people are being exposed to them, we're finding that the jump from animals to humans is becoming more prevalent.
Dr. Jocelyn Colella is currently working out of New Mexico with the Museum of Southwest Biology. Her research shows similar findings to that of Dr. Bentley's.
Most of the problem diseases like coronavirus, like Ebola or West Nile or Zika, those are all coming from animals.
While their findings might seem grim, researchers from KU are working very closely with governmental bodies such as the Department of Defense to combat these issues.
They are starting to work very, very closely with these groups to provide them with the necessary data to hopefully mitigate the next pandemic.
Although steps are now being taken to combat the next pandemic, Dr. Colella mentioned the science world tends to handle pandemics in a reactionary manner, adding this.
The problem is a Band-Aid doesn't help a severe wound.
Dr. Bentley, Dr. Colella, and all of the researchers here on campus, on behalf of the KU community, we thank you for all your hard work you have put into figuring out pandemics.
The Kansas Board of Regents approved the demolition of Oliver Hall after being closed for almost 2 years. Students on campus and alumni have mixed thoughts about the decision. KUJH's Emily Johnson has the story.
2 years after closing down to residents, Oliver Hall could be closing its doors for good. The 55-year-old residence hall could be demolished as early as next school year.
KU anticipates that the demolition will cost $2.2 million, with only recently KU Housing officially stating that the hall will be torn down. A new parking lot may be built over Oliver Hall, but the project is on hold with no cost estimate just yet. The University Daily Kansan posted about the demolition with almost 300 comments displaying a mix of emotions.
Matthew Johnstone lived in Oliver Hall from fall of 2018 to spring of 2019. Although he enjoyed the short walk to class, Johnstone said that living in Oliver was overall a negative experience.
I took a lot of time those semesters to go back to home, especially because I just didn't really feel like I enjoyed being at Oliver a lot.
Lauren Stosoff lived there in 2017 and agrees with the decision to demolish the building.
Just the structure as a whole needs to come down, and it was time for it. I think it should have been time for it before I was there.
With no students living here anymore, hopefully other residence halls can step up to the plate. This is Emily Johnson outside of Oliver Hall for KUJH News.
It is very interesting to hear from students about their experiences living in Oliver Hall.
Yeah. I lived in Oswald freshman year, and it was almost too good for college students. I don't think we deserve it, but it was fantastic.
Yeah, I lived in Oswald too. Bathroom in the bedroom, too easy.
It's amazing. People are having a hard time finding a place to get their COVID vaccine, but a KU grad student has a solution. Nathaniel Duncan has the story.
Since the pandemic began in March of 2020, the hot topic on everyone's mind was when a vaccine would become available. The rollout for these began in November, but a large number was found in January, shortly after President Biden took office. While many older adults have received doses of their shots, there are many others that have not and are still looking for locations to be vaccinated. Fortunately, a graduate student who attends the University of Kansas has created a system that is able to help out not only university students, but anyone living in the Douglas County area.
So I got my parents vaccinated, and it took a really long time. I navigated through it. It took almost 3 weeks. I was navigating through all these websites. So I finally was able to get them an appointment. So what I did was I created this website, after realizing how hard it was for the other, I'm sure there were other people out there that were having a rough time just like me. So what I did was created this website. It basically put everything, all the pharmacies on one page.
Locations listed include pharmacies such as Walgreens and CVS, but also include spots others may not know about, including here at the Douglas County Fairgrounds. The procedure here is done by driving by and receiving the vaccine. Some founders struggle to find vaccine locations, including junior AUDREY KESLER.
So I signed up for one close to my parents' house. And it wasn't like hard to sign up, but like you do have to do it like really fast and everything. So that was the only difficulty, was trying to remember all the information and just sign up really fast.
So right now, the website's at 50,000 views. The biggest flaw in my process was I didn't set up a way to monitor and track how many people could actually get a vaccine or used it to get a vaccine. And I didn't think that far ahead.
For more information, visit kcvaccines.net. There you will find a list of locations giving out vaccinations. The website is updated regularly and will add new sites as they become available. Reporting for KUJH, this is Nathaniel Duncan.
This sounds like such a great resource for the community. So the entertainment world has been pretty crazy lately. Stephanie, it seems that YouTuber James Charles is in the news yet again.
Yeah, you are right, and it's a pretty big scandal. I'll have more after the break. Welcome back. James Charles has made headlines this past weekend, and no, it was not because of a new makeup palette. The 21-year-old YouTube and makeup star was accused of texting inappropriate messages to 2 underage boys. In a YouTube video posted by Charles, he said these 2 minors told him that they were 18, but instead of showing the world his receipts, he held himself accountable.
I needed to take accountability for my actions and, most importantly, apologize to the people that were affected by them. These conversations should have never happened, point blank period. There's no excuse for it, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, and I take full responsibility.
Because of the allegations, Charles will not be hosting season 2 of the YouTube series Instant Influencer. In more local news, KU Theater Productions are back. The KU Theater Department will be holding their first in-person theater production this summer for the play Airness. Because of COVID-19, all theater productions have been virtual, but now actors can share their craft on a stage. Want to be part of the production? Well, you can. Open auditions are being held tomorrow and Friday, are all open to every single major. Break a leg. Speaking of acting, the Screen Actors Guild Awards took place over the weekend. Lauren and Jordan couldn't be here today for a roundtable, but here's a quick update. History was made at the 2021 SAG Awards because for the first time, all 4 major individual acting awards went to people of color. To begin, the Queen herself, Viola Davis, won the award for Best Female Actress in a Leading Role for her performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
They don't care nothing about me. All they want is my voice.
This is her first SAG Award, and she's also nominated for an Oscar for Best Actress. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom had a great night because Chadwick Boseman himself also won a SAG Award for Best Male Actor in a Leading Role.
What is you? I don't see your name in lights.
Oh, I just play the piece, whatever they want. I don't criticize other people's music.
I ain't like you, Color. I got talent.
Oh,
me and this home, we's tight.
To accept the award for Boseman was his wife, Simone LEDWARD Boseman.
If you see the world unbalanced, be a crusader that pushes heavily on the seesaw of the mind. That's a quote by Chadwick Boseman. Thank you, Screen Actors. Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
Boseman is also nominated for an Oscar for Best Actor in a Leading Role. For Best Supporting Actress, the award went to Yoo Young-yoon for her role in Minari. She became the first Asian actress to ever win this award.
어느 사람이 그랬어? 아니 저렇게 무거운 걸 어떻게 들었어?
It also makes me happy when actors in foreign language films are recognized for their talent because, like myself, English is not everyone's first language. Young Yoon is also nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actress. Lastly, we cannot forget Daniel Kaluuya's performance in Judas and the Black Messiah, which I reviewed in February. Kaluuya's performance playing Fred Hampton, the head of the Chicago Black Panther Party, for sure deserved to win the award for Best Supporting Actor. What a strong performance, and yes, Kaluuya is nominated for an Oscar for Best Supporting Actor. The SAG Awards are notoriously known for predicting who will win the Oscars, and every single one of these actors deserve their nomination. Next week, I will be reviewing the British Academy Film Awards, or BAFTA Awards, which is the last award show until the big night. Jordan, Lauren, and I will reunite to give you your last roundtable for the Oscars. Exciting announcements for the gaming world, and Facebook mishandles data once again. We go to KUJH tech correspondent Matthew Johnstone for more.
Over the weekend, 553 million Facebook accounts were hacked. I know what you're thinking, who even still cares about Facebook? Well, knowing that the state of Kansas has around 3 million people, this hack is as if the entire state had been impacted 184 times over. That's a lot of life updates and cat videos. The breach gave hackers names, Facebook IDs, addresses, and phone numbers. Facebook's response? That data is old and not relevant. Keep it classy, Facebook. To check if your information has been leaked, you can use third-party websites such as haveibeenpwned.com. That's not a joke. I found that website from CNN. Someone at CNN had to type out the phrase, "Have I been pwned?" From one organization who leaks personal data to another. Yesterday, the Entertainment Software Association announced that the Electronic Entertainment Expo is back on for 2021. The ESA will be working with several video game companies such as Nintendo and Microsoft to put on a digital-only version of the gaming conference after it was canceled last year due to the coronavirus pandemic. We got a slight taste of what this could look like last summer as Sony and Microsoft put on digital showcases to flaunt their new consoles. This announcement has me incredibly excited for Nerd Christmas, as it means we may actually have games coming out in 2021. Through COVID, developers struggled with game output all of 2020. It's nice to see that as the pandemic is coming to an end, publishers are feeling confident with their upcoming projects. The virtual E3 will take place from June 12th through June 15th. If you want more information about the event or want to apply for co-streaming the conference, head to e3expo.com. For KUJH Tech, I'm Matthew Johnstone. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Matthew. Always be cautious with what you are sharing online, and please change your passwords often. When we come back, we'll have your full weather forecast along with the latest in sports. Stay with us.
Hi, welcome back to KUJH. Steffensmeyer with your full weather forecast for today. Here's a look outside at the satellite image. Very cloudy, as you can see, across both states, and that's going to continue throughout the rest of the evening. Around 6 o'clock, we're going to drop down to 56, and about 10 o'clock is when we're going to see that rain start to move back in from earlier today. 50 around 10 o'clock is when it's going to start and obviously continue throughout the evening. We're going to drop down to 45 for our overnight low, with those winds staying pretty strong from the west at 14 miles per hour. Tomorrow, it's going to look very similar to today, with off and on showers throughout the afternoon and a high of 57. Those winds are going to be even stronger tomorrow, coming from the west-northwest at 18 miles per hour. Looking towards this weekend, we have a little bit of rain on Saturday. It's going to rain in the morning with a high of 62, but by the afternoon, it'll clear up, giving us a dry and clear sky for the rest of Saturday and Saturday night. Saturday night, we're going to drop down to 39 for our low, mostly clear, and it's going to give us a great day on Sunday. Sunny and 75 for your Sunday. It's going to be a great second half to your weekend. And for the rest of the week, honestly, if we look at the extended forecast, we can see, as I said, we're going to have rain tomorrow, but on Friday we're going to get just a little bit of a break from the rain with a high of 72. We're going to get a little bit more rain on Saturday, but after that clears out, we're kind of in the clear in more ways than one for the rest of the week. On Sunday, 75 and sunny, and then heading into the school week, we're going to be in the 60s and upper 50s for our high with lots of sunshine. But that's all we have for you today for weather on KUJH. Stay with us for sports after the break.
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
Welcome back. Kansas Athletics finally has a new athletic director after Jeff Long stepped down nearly a month ago.
We'll now go to KUJH sports anchor Marina Seaver for an update on that and more.
Thanks, guys. That's right. The new Kansas athletic director was announced on Monday, and his name is Travis Goff. Before arriving at Kansas, Goff was the deputy director of athletics and assistant vice president of development at Northwestern University. Goff is a native of Dodge City, Kansas, and is returning to his roots as a graduate of KU. He also worked for Kansas Athletics from 2002 to 2004 during his time as a student. Goff said in a statement that he is thrilled to continue to make the athletic department a point of pride for the university. KU Chancellor Doug Girod said in a statement of his own that he was especially impressed with Goff's vision for KU. Goff will start in his new role as AD immediately. We'll switch gears now to the MLB because baseball is back and back to normal. No more cardboard cutouts, no more computer-generated fan sounds, and no more 60-game season. The MLB is back to its original 162-game stretch. For all you Royals fans out there, it's been so far so good, or pretty good at least. Let's take a trip down memory lane to the absolute slugfest that was opening day against the Texas Rangers. The game got off to a rocky start for Kansas City as Texas scored 5 runs in just the first inning, but the Royals had answers both in the field and in the batter's box. Left fielder Andrew Benintendi, a new face to KC, made a great grab for the first out of the first inning, and from there the momentum seemed to shift in the Royals' favor. Next batter singles to center, and Michael A. Taylor, also welcome to Kansas City, throws the ball on a line to catcher Salvador Perez, who lays on the tag to save a run and to give Taylor his first outfield assist as a Royal. Bottom 1, the Royals get their bats going to tie it at 5, including an RBI single from Michael A. Taylor. You'll be hearing his name a lot more as we get further into the game. Like right now, top third, Rangers up 8-5. Sac fly to left center. Runner tags up and heads for home. Taylor scoops up the ball, makes the throw home. Can he do it again? Yes, he can. Make that 2 runs saved on the day by the new Royal. Now bottom 3, Taylor at the plate takes the 2-1 pitch and goes oppo to add a run for Kansas City. Taylor getting it done on defense and offense all game. And the Royals continued to just absolutely rake. Whit Merrifield steps into the box bottom 8 and homers to left to make it 14 runs for Kansas City. And the Royals walk off the field with a dub. Final score 14-10. The boys in blue split the next 2 games with the Rangers and took game 1 against the Cleveland Indians to put them at 3-1 heading into today's game. But unfortunately, they couldn't come away with a win, so the Royals sit at 3-2 and second in the AL Central. basketball season has officially come to an end, but Kansas basketball has spent plenty of time preparing for recruitment and next year's season. We'll go to Jenna for a look at KU's latest recruit.
Thank you, Morena. While there has been a lot of talk about our men's basketball team and the transfer portal this past week, I recently got to speak with the star player and KU men's basketball commit, KJ Adams, who just had a big weekend winning the National Slam Dunk Contest aired on CBS Sports. Let's take a look. KJ Adams, a 6'7", 220-pound forward out of the Austin, Texas area, showed out at the event, which was aired on Easter Sunday. Adams committed to KU in the summer of 2020, which allowed KU coach Bill Self some time to observe and comment on his game. With many scouts having their sights set on KJ, he spoke about what made him narrow his choice down to the University of Kansas.
I think I just had to hound in on just the what's the best fit for me, and I think they're all around. You see, they have a lot of big, strong guys that play just like me. Like Jalen Wilson in high school, he plays just like me, just with a better shot. So I think if I can get on that level, it will help me for the long run.
Coach Self has already expressed his excitement on adding KJ to the program, who received offers from top schools like Baylor, Texas Tech, and Oklahoma. Listed as the number 15 power forward and number 5 player out of Texas, the dedication of Coach Self also geared Adams towards his final decision.
For a while, Coach Self has been there for a good minute, and for him to be there that long and still there, it shows longevity, and what he's doing is really good. And just like if you ask somebody around, I don't think anybody has anything else bad to say about Coach Self unless you've gone against them. So I think that speaks just volumes to just the integrity of the program and just how he's set the community around him.
Jenna Wilson with KUJHNews.
Thanks, Jenna. I'm excited to see what KJ Adams has to offer, and it will definitely be interesting to see how he helps the team next year. That's about wraps up sports for this week, but tune in again next week for all of your KU sports updates. Coming up, we'll talk about a new shortage due to COVID-19 that may surprise you. Stay with us.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. If you happen to be going to a baseball game today, it's the perfect day to grab a beer since it's National Beer Day. But you may be out of luck if you want a hot dog or hamburger. The U.S. is facing a nationwide ketchup shortage.
The shortage is mostly attributed to COVID's impact on restaurants. Less people have been dining out, which means more people have been buying condiment bottles for home use. Heinz has struggled to keep up with the demand, adding it to the list of scarce household items during COVID.
That doesn't mean you can't celebrate the day, though. Numerous bars all across town are celebrating National Beer Day with special deals. Today's a perfect day to go out for a drink, though you may just want to lay off the hot dogs for now.
I tend to lay off the hot dogs in general anyways, but the beer is something I'm probably going to go grab after class is over because you got to celebrate accordingly, you know?
Absolutely.
That's all we have for you today on April 7th.
To view or share our stories again with your friends, visit our website at tv.ku.edu and check out all of our social media pages. Be sure to tune in next Wednesday at 4 p.m. for the latest news, weather, and sports.
With Steph Manchin, I'm Alexander Worth. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.